Good morning, lovelies, or good morning, sunshine. That's what my mother used to say every time I woke up. Good morning, sunshine. Anyway, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I had made a sweater, which is underneath the notebook. And it's a little snug on me because, yeah, I didn't try it on while I was making it. So what do you expect? So it's a little snug on me. I do have a little person that I know that maybe gifted that one. So I decided to make another one. Now, I'll show you the first one I did. Let me just put this here. This is the first, yeah, it's hard because it's a small space and it's a bigger sweater. But this is what I did, and I started the other one the same way. Hope you could see this. All right, and I apologize for the shakiness, but I'm on that little table thing that I still haven't painted. Just not feeling like painting lately. Anyway, started off with just going back and forth, back post, front post, 10 stitches, back and forth, up and down, all the way around. Then I kind of like sort of try to trade, around my waist, sort of. Well, I did it halfway. I don't know. I really should try stuff on before I keep going, but I don't know. That 2 seconds just seems like such a pain in the butt. Anyway, so I did go and I made the chain all the way around. And like I said before, what I do is I'll leave the first string on one end and do the other end with the string, so that when I did this one, I did do the did the chain stitch along the bottom all the way around while it's not attached. And then when I got back to the end, then I just did a chain stitch going up and then tied it off with the beginning string to the last string, and then started on the right side. I mean, it doesn't look really attractive because that one little purple thing, but in the scheme of things, you don't even notice. Then attached it here and then just went circular, 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 circular all the way around. So if you look at the pattern of the yarn, it's kind of consistent. And these were half double crochets. And then when I got to, like I said, this one I didn't go all the way to the top and then count down because I was going in the circle. When I got to where I thought I had enough space on the bottom, I turned and went back in the other direction to do the front. So the pattern, if it's easy to see here, the pattern itself went from one direction of going in a circle to this top part where I went back and forth. So you got the front view, back view. So it's a little bit different of a pattern at this part. Left an opening on the top, which was hanging at my shoulders, and then circular chain stitch around that area where when I came to the edges, I decreased so that it kind of goes into not necessarily a turtleneck, but kind of crops around the neck. But there's still plenty of room and it's very comfortable. And it actually looks really nice on. On what? On fire? No, I'm joking. But then to attach the sleeves. So I did attach the sleeves in a circular motion and around, and I did them again like I normally do, is the sleeves simultaneously, just circular half doubles, and decrease as I go along, so you have more room under the armpit, because your armpit's wider than your wrist, if you didn't know that. It's not straight across. And then when I got down to the length that I wanted, just about here where the kitty cat is, went into a tight single stitch and did it long enough so that I could cuff the bottoms. So these stay cuffed, and because it went from a half double crochet, which is a little bit wider of a stitch, to a single crochet, which is a tighter stitch, and I did also crochet it tighter. When you fold it, it almost gives you an even space. It's not like indented. It's even. So that's the sweater that I made. That actually does fit, but it's a little bit snug. And so the next one I did, because if you see here, you've got your all in one direction circular and then back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. So you do see a different pattern up here. So that was annoying me a slight bit, not a lot. So I said, well, next, let's see what we could do. So without looking at patterns, I started this one. And I think I might have come up with something really, I don't know if anybody's ever done this because I don't watch tutorials too much. And I don't read patterns, so I don't know if anybody has done this yet, but if not, I did. Okay, started it the same way. Hope you could see this. I started it with, well, let me get whoa, hey, falling down. Okay, so it's same bottom, 10 stitches for my ribbing on the bottom, back and forth to whatever length. Then went around again with a single crochet at the bottom of the sweater, attached them together with a single crochet, knotted it, tucked it, and started. This one is all done in single crochet, which, as any of you that know, takes a lot longer and a lot more yarn, but is also going to be way warmer. But if you look here, again, this is single crochet, but back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. And as I'm going along, I'm like, you know, I really would rather it not change when I'm going to do the sleeves, or I've got to go back and forth. And I couldn't for the life of me. As I'm crocheting, I'm making this up as I'm going, you know. And as I'm going, I'm like, what can I do to incorporate the sleeves where I could still do it in the round? And I couldn't figure out. I figured by the time I got there, I might figure out something. So this is what I'm hoping will work. And no guarantees on this one. Yeah, you are looking at one of the sleeves. This is absolutely crazy insane. This is the other sleeve, and this is the opening, which I will continue to keep going. So that's the underarm. So I kept going, and when I got to where I wanted to incorporate the sleeve, I chained, coming off of the body of the sweater, I chained 45 stitches because I figured that's the length. I didn't go all the way to the length of the bottom because I'm going to single crochet this way around the rim, the trim of the sleeve, like I did with the other one. But I went 45, put a hook, then figured, you know, maybe I'll do 40 around for the sleeve part because I'm gonna close this up a little, or maybe I'll leave it open. I don't know. So then I did 40 around for the sleeve, and then went back facing the right direction that I want, down on that chain, and continued onto the sweater. So then went across this part of the sweater. This is the back. Across that part of the sweater. Oh, I counted of course I counted all the stitches. Like this is in the back. Then it's 120 stitches. As I go up on here, I have front, back, and side. I think 2 or 3 times in the progress of coming up on the sweater, I did do increases on the back and either side, both sides, and ended up with 120 stitches in the round. But anyway, so I went across, went to the top of that, and then continued to do the same thing on the other side where I did 45 chain stitch, put a hook, went and did 40 for the sleeve, attached it, and came back down onto that stitch, and again started working on the other side. And when I come to the area where it's going to be the sleeve, that corner one, I disclude it. Wow, is that a word? I don't know. I skipped that one so that it gives me a point. So kind of like when you crochet, chain one, and crochet to do an add-on, I did it backwards. I skipped one and chained to the next one at that edge. So you see how it edges up? So this is going to be basically the underarm of the sleeve. This is going to be the wristband, well, shorter than the wristband of the sleeve. And as I continue going, this is going to get larger and this part's going to get thinner. Haven't quite figured out how to finish out the neck part, but I figured if I could figure this out, I could figure anything out. So anyway, that's just a crazy, I wanted to show it to you with just the strap, the first turnaround, but it was last night and the man that lives here was here and I didn't feel like doing it while he's here because he'd be giggling and making jokes. So anyway, that's what I'm trying to do. So we're going to see, that would be under the sleeve there. I don't know if you can see the stitches. We're going to see if this works. I have no idea if this is going to work. If it does work, however, hey, created a brand new crazy way to make sweaters. And it's going to look really cool with the respect that the front of the sweater, the top part, is going to completely coincide with the sleeve and then color coincide with the circular part at the end of them by the hand, the end of the arm. So anyway, that's just what I really wanted to show you, and I wanted to show it to you before I got too far along so that I could go back and do more. Anyway, love you guys. Have a great day. Life is beautiful all the time, and I like the men in the nice white suits. I don't know if you ever heard that song, but anyway, it's one of my crazy songs. Hey, be well, be good, be warm, be safe, and be loving. Good morning or afternoon or evening, whatever time you're watching, to my lovelies. I just wanted to really quickly show you where the update on this crazy sweater thing that I'm starting to hopefully invent, using the Caron cakes. It's a 4-weight, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. Oh, I didn't know that. And this is called Raspberry Ice. It's really gorgeous. And I made another sweater out of that. I'm going to put that aside. So what I started to show the idea in my head, and then working on it to see if the idea actually works in real life. This, I'm trying to, and I'll probably attach this part to the other video. Oh, my hair and fuzz. Yeah, this yarn has a little fuzz in it, and I keep picking at it thinking it's like cat or dog hair or something, or my hair. Anyway, I did the 10 single crochet for the trim on the bottom, did back post, alternate front post, back post, front post to give the ribbing effect, then did that to the length that I wanted it to go around my waist or hips, then did a single crochet stitch around the bottom edge, single crocheted the ends together to make it circular, and then from there tied and continued. And I wanted to do a sweater that you can just continue in the round. That was my goal of trying to invent that. So I just continued around and around. These are all single crochets. And when I got to the armpit, as I think I showed you before, and I might be repeating a lot of what I had said before, and I apologize. That's Freya, just walked by. And then when I got to the corner, I did 45 stitches, put a hook, a marker, went 40 stitches, which now that I've worked this much into it, I would probably not do 40. I would probably do maybe 30, because I noticed that when I would come to the corner and I would do like a decrease where I stitched in and then skipped the middle one and then stitched the next one. As you see, it's a little bunchy on some areas because it was just going, it wasn't getting the next stitch up to make this completely straight, which I kind of try to compensate, which is not a problem because I can finagle something. It's going to be pretty funky sleeves anyway, and they're not going to be long enough. So I might, when I'm done, stitch on the outer part of this and then make some kind of flary, foofy stuff or whatever on the ends. But anyway, I haven't gotten to that point, and I only think next step. I don't play chess. I can't even play checkers, let alone chess. So this was the opening, and I'm only a few stitches away. If you see, I'm a few stitches away from closing the top of the sleeve. Ooh, and again, you're jiggling because you're on a little small table, and anything I do makes it move. So I'm coming across, and here's the other sleeve. Hopefully you could see. And then the opening here. So once I get this filled in, I think I have 3 stitches. So one more time around, and then the closing stitch. And then I'll go and I'll measure, count to where I want to leave the opening for, you know, I'll sew from out here in, and then, you know, measure it evenly for the neck hole, and then crochet around one edge, close up the other side. And then I'll have to probably cut my yarn and come back into the neck. And I'll circular the neck like I did with the other sweater, only because I don't know what else to do. But hopefully this is working. I don't know. If this does work, how cool, because look at this. Here's the sweater and here's the sleeve, right? It just continues. So I might have just invented something. We'll see. Anyway, that's what I'm sorry about the bouncing. That's all I wanted to show you, and then I'm going to finish it up now. And oh, I'm way off. I hope you were able to see what I was doing. I'll finish this all up and then maybe try it on, and then I'll show you a videotape of the final. But thank you for watching. Love you guys.